Hey guys, this is Zach King from FinalCutKing.com, and we're actually going over Cinema 4D today. This is a basics training course, and if this is your first time in Cinema 4D, welcome. If this is not your first time, then you may know the layout and getting your way around the software. This training is definitely aimed for beginners, people who are just wanting to expose themselves to the world of Cinema 4D and get kind of proficient at it. This software is very in-depth. I mean, there's a lot to learn, and so this is going to go over the basics. But maybe you might already know Cinema 4D a little bit, and you just want to go back and refresh up or learn detailed things that you may have missed in the past. And in this particular lesson, I'm going to be going over the toolbar, which is I'm actually just going to go over these tools right here to refresh you or to introduce most of you to what we've got. You can see here this is a undo button. It's like a backspace. And this is going forward. That's redo. So if you mess up like me, you'll be using this button a lot. And next to it, we've got our selection tool. And so this is just a regular arrow. Similar to Photoshop, the selection tools here. You might be wondering where I got this cube actually. If you're following along, you may want to create one for yourself. I'm going to select it and delete it. And you just come up here and hit that square icon. That'll create your 3D cube. Next over to the right, we have the square select. This will allow you to select something in, the manner of a square, as it sounds. We've got the lasso select, where you can circle around and do a little dance like that. And lastly, we have the polygonal select, where you create points and you make your selection like so. Okay, so those are your 4 selection tools. Next over, we've got a move. This will allow you to click and drag around, moving kind of in a free access form. Then we've got the scale. You can see that changes these icons here, the green, the blue, and the red, each representing a different axis. So scaling either one up, since this is a square, it doesn't really matter which one you change because they're all going to do the same thing. Then we've got the rotation. You can see we've got rotating on an axis, just like this. You can actually select and do a free rotation by clicking anywhere on the box. So if I grab just on the box on this side, it'll move. I'm doing little circles like that. So that's called a free rotation when you grab the actual object, one of the sides. And then right next to that actually is the same icon now because this is the recently used toolbox or tool bin, the order of tools that you used. Next over, I'm going to go over these 4 icons. These 4 icons here allow you to control your axis. You've got your x-axis, your y, and your z. Let me put the box back in a regular orientation. So if I were to grab the move tool, I could just move this freeform anywhere, and it's moving on all axes. But if I unselect the z and the y, I can move it anywhere I want, but it's only going to go along the x-axis. Same for any other one. Maybe I just want 2, the x and the y. That's what's going to happen there. So this is to set restrictions of what axis you're going to be moving on. When you have all 3 selected, well then you can just move it anywhere. We're going to talk about this button a little later through the training course, so no need to worry about that right now. And the next 3 buttons right over here are all having to do with rendering. So if I click this, it'll create a quick preview of the entire video, or in this case it's just the cube. And I click back anywhere in the canvas and it's going to go back to work mode. Next over, we have a render with a bunch of options. So we have render region, where you can create just a square and it renders just that area, so you don't have to render out the whole thing. A lot of the times these renders will take a long time, as you will soon find out, or you may already know. Next, we've got render to picture viewer. I'm not going to click it. Well, I'll click it. It opens up a separate window. Next up, render view. That is actually the exact same thing as this. Why they have it there, I don't know why they have it twice. And then you've got interactive render region. This is a cool one because you can actually change, just like you had the render region here. This is interactive, even better. So as you're working, you can keep this box up and make adjustments. Maybe you have different stuff going on and you just want to check out one area, but instead of coming back here and selecting every time, you've got it interactive. It's always there. And that's pretty cool. And then right over here we've got render settings. So when you're about to export your project, say you're going to put it into Final Cut Pro or edit it, whatever, you're going to bring it here and you've got your settings. You have general, output, where it saves to, what format. All this, we have a separate lesson on this, so we're not going to dive into that now. But that's a quick guide to the tools up here. And next up, I'm going to be coming over these tools, where the fun stuff really happens, where you make shapes and, well, you've already got a little preview of me making a sphere in a box. Super exciting. So I'll see you guys in the next lesson.